welcome back. It's been a while, I know, but bear with me. Alright, so something that I recorded not too long ago. I'm going to start with something like that. Mess around with some of the effects. I was kind of messing around with the tremolo effect that makes that kind of that, and the vibe effect, which I have it really low, but you can make it go. Oops. Like that. But I kind of had it slightly different. Basically just bends the pitch pretty hard. Oh, this is... I was messing around with this, but I forget what I was using. I think I was just using a regular piano, but it was... No, actually, I think I was using an electric piano sound. I don't know what it was, though. Let's see if I can kind of figure it out. See if I can turn those off. Find something that might work with this. Let's try this. The other piano? Nah, I don't like that as much. Dude, that actually sounds really cool. However, I'd like to somehow split that. Can we split that? That sounds... I like... I don't like the top as much, so what we can actually do is split it just for a little bit. Not with that. Then we're gonna change this to here. We're obviously gonna want to change that. So let's do something like these are all strings, bass. Don't want to do that. Here's other. That maybe. But I want it to be like kind of a... something like that. Actually sounds kind of cool. I like the second one a little better. What about this one? Now let's do this one. All right. I don't like that though. It has to be whatever it is. I don't know, maybe the ring mod actually doesn't sound as bad as I thought. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yes, I do. That's actually exclusively what I do. So if you send me something, don't send any sheet music. Just send me the actual thing. Let's try a clav. I'll pretty much play anything. I'm like my two favorite things are like jazz music and video game music. I love playing those things, but anything else you want to send me is fine. Fair warning, if you want me to play ragtime, that's tough. I'm not the best at ragtime, and classical music I can play, but I'm not going to be able to play for you on the spot because classical music is a little different. Yeah, send it in the link. This is actually kind of a cool little sound. It's falling around now at this point. Okay, let's see what you got. Well, this is basically like classical music. I mean, I can tell you what's going on in it, the chords. Alright, so real quick. So it's an A minor? Yeah. So let me listen to this a little bit. Alright. I have to listen to the chord changes going on here. I mean, that part's not too bad, but that's not something I'm going to be able to just play on the spot. I hope you understand that. I hope no one can just play that on the spot. Alright. So what I'm gathering from the chord changes and stuff is we have it's I'm assuming. Let me try to play the chords with this. Start when it gets back to the beginning of the phrase. Gotcha. So it goes. Okay, so, well, thank you for the follow. First off, the sheet music won't help. I can really only, I mean, I can play sheet music obviously, but like, that's something I have to sit down and listen. I'm not gonna be able to play those everything that exactly. I can tell you what the chords are. The chords are pretty simple. It's an A minor, and it goes to D minor, to G7. To a C major chord, to an F major chord, this, which is a B diminished chord, and then an E major, or it's an E7 chord, which is leading perfectly back into A minor. Obviously, I'm adding like different extensions onto the chords, making it sound a little better. So I'm not just playing the basic chords, which are really boring, which would be this. Right. Those are too boring, so I'm adding different stuff to it. Keep listening. So, if the chords that I played, if I played them along with this, match up. And then there's obviously some change. Changes. Now it goes up to C minor. It's probably still the same thing, but it's down in C minor. Yeah. Anyways, so for the most part, let's go back to where it's in A minor. That's where it changes. I'm gonna try to figure out the melody for you. They're just kind of fooling around here. I guess they're not. Yeah, you're probably wondering about all the other stuff. Oh, no problem. The stuff in the whole beginning is just those chords arpeggiated. That's the best I can tell you. Okay. Yeah, like it's, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some Bach ridiculous thing. And then there's an E pedal. You know, just kind of just for some ridiculous thing with E, but it's just a E. That whole thing there is basically just a really fast version with all those chords, right? It starts with A minor, and then it goes crazy with an E pedal, and then it gets into the actual song, right? And then the actual song would be. Of course, that's different too. It's either this, or this. I think it's this. I can hear it again. So it goes. So I'm assuming that would be okay. So. Something like that. I gotta hear it again. Oh boy, hold on. I missed a lot. I find this melody freaking good. It is pretty good at melody. Yes, I stream piano. I don't know it, but link me the YouTube video, and I will try to play it for you. I'll try to convert this to MIDI file, but gone wrong. Yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff is going to happen. That's why I'm lucky that I'm able to just kind of do this kind of stuff, just pick it out, because I've been playing piano for so many years. But let me just hear this one more time, and then we'll go to the next thing. So, then what the fuck is that thing? It's not that chord. What is that chord? Is it? Oh, it's this. I'm stupid. Okay, so. It's. So what I think that chord change, all those chord changes are, is it's A minor, and then it goes to B major. This would be a B diminished chord, or I guess it's not. No, it's still B diminished, E diminished, whatever you want, B flat diminished chord, and then This is a D minor chord with A in the bass. And then this is a G7 chord. F major. And then E7. Basically, that's how that whole thing works. Okay, so we're going to go ahead to the next song. Okay, let's see if I know this. By the way, I'm not going to look at the video because I find it cheating. I like to just listen to it. I've never heard this before. It's pretty. I can tell you by listening to it, it's also an A minor. It's not. I'm sorry. That's completely wrong. It's an E minor. Completely fucking. I don't know why I was so confident in that. No, it's an E minor. So let me listen to it a little bit. Okay. I'm sure it changes, but let's see what we got. See what we got from right then and there. So we have. I don't know what. Anyways, I gotta listen to it again. It's in E minor. It really only changes keys. It really only changes around the chords a little bit. Chords are pretty simple. Got it. Okay. Chords. E minor. Right? G major with D in the bass. B minor with D in the bass. D major. Right? Once again. E minor. G major with D in the bass. B minor with D in the bass. And D major. And then back to it. And it's actually nice because watch my hands. I don't know how well you'd be able to tell with the webcam, but watch my hands. That's what these play in the left hand, right? What's nice is that's so condensed. That's why D is in the bass so often, is because you don't have to move your hand very much. So you can go around here and just fool around, do whatever the hell you want up here, while you're just... Right, it's pretty simple. So, I'm gonna... Thank you. I don't know if I call it messed up, I call it lunacy, that I can pick that up. But anyways, because all musicians are crazy. I'm just going to listen to see if it changes at all. No, it doesn't. Okay. So, now I'll fool around with it myself. I'm going to find a couple of different piano settings. Tell me which one you like. This is a very expensive piano, so I want to be able to use everything it's got. This is a nice one, actually. You're going to see me adding stuff. I'm just adding in extensions on top of the chords to make it sound a little more interesting. Okay, we'll start off basic, and then I'll just make up stuff. Maybe I should probably figure out the melody too, just so I have it. Shit. Go back. Right, and then... Right, or is it... I think it's that, and then... I gotta hear it one more time. That's not it. What is it? Oh, is it this? Thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. That's it. It's... I think, yeah. That would make sense. Or I guess it wouldn't make sense. It's this. Yeah. Alright, so, now I got that. Let's fool around. Let's add an intro. Hey, let's start off by playing it completely wrong. Something like that. Are you sending me Pokemon? Okay, so don't send me any sheet music, because just send me the actual thing right away, like the YouTube link. It'll make it way easier. Speaking of Pokemon music, here's a little ditty I can play for you while you're sending me the YouTube link. If I can remember it. How did that go? This is my favorite of the big Pokemon fan. This is my favorite Pokemon song. If I can remember it. I think it's this. Yeah, I love that song. Okay. I don't know if I actually know this. Oh, Jesus. This is like MIDI. You actually can't play it that fast, play that fast, most people. What's the actual version of it? Here's the actual version of it. Let me hear the actual version. Is this it, or is this different? I'm assuming this is the same thing, right? Isn't this the same thing? Okay, so what key is it in? So first, it's in C minor, I believe. No, it's not. I'm making a lot of mistakes today with that. Do. It's in B minor. Yeah. Get out of mellow. It starts off with an F sharp 7 chord, and then it goes into something like that, right? Right, it's just a right, all that crap, fun stuff like that. And this is just, or I think it's like, I don't know, it's just right, it's higher. Right. Wait, what's the left hand doing? It's like, uh-oh. It's doing that, which I can't do with one hand, I don't think. No, I don't think anyone can. It's doing that, right? And then there's... So I'm just going to play this. Over and over again. Okay, so this one's actually not as difficult as you may think. The sheet music won't make it easier. Sheet music will not make it easier. It'll make it easier for me to just hear it. Yeah, so it's in that key. It's in B minor. And it's just fooling around with that for a while. Let me go back to the beginning here. And then it's right in E minor, and then back to B. It's just too low because they made the MIDI really bad. Oh crap, what'd I do? Oops. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well... I'm just kind of trying to ballpark it here. Let's go back. So, something like that, and then like that, right? Okay. Um, the left hand does change. Yeah, I was just explaining that. Left hand changes from. I'm just trying to get the bare essentials of this here. So that part there. Yeah, so. And then. And then it's. What's the scale that they're using there? Well, what aren't you sure of? Are you reading the sheet music? Because the sheet music could just be completely different. If you're reading the sheet music, that's not always exactly what they play on the actual MIDI recorder thing. I'm sure the sheet music is probably in even a different key. I don't know. Let me look at the sheet music. Yeah, I mean, the sheet music is pretty much exactly what I'm playing. I mean, obviously, they're adding other stuff to the chords, which I could be doing. All that stuff. I'm just not skipping a note. The left hand is pretty much exactly what I was playing. Now I'm looking at it. Pretty much what it is. I'm a little of both. I took formal lessons up until high school, where I then I started when I was 6. I took formal lessons till I was in high school, and then I started taking jazz lessons. And the jazz lessons kind of didn't make any sense to me at the time because it was very challenging. But then I went to college for music, and kind of self-taught myself more. I mean, I took lessons obviously throughout college, but most of it was kind of just I had to do it myself. Teachers were only really there as kind of a guide. Jazz and stuff, though, all this stuff has been pretty much self-taught. You know, no one taught me how to learn by ear, how to play by ear, or how to read lead sheets. No one taught me that. I taught myself that pretty much. How to pick stuff out like this, how to be able to play different things like this. That's all self-taught. But the basics, the fundamentals, the theory, for the most part, the classical theory, let's say that, is all lessons. So I have a little of both, basically. And I don't take lessons anymore because I feel like I don't really need to take lessons anymore. All right, man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sending me a few things. Yeah, appreciate it. Gotta refresh the stream real quick. And then I'm going to just go ahead and play something of mine. Well, not of mine. I didn't write it or anything, but maybe something. That's actually a fun song to play. fun song. How have I never played that before? Circle that one. Okay, cool. That's basically how that goes. This is a Nord keyboard. It is one of the best keyboards on the market. It was very expensive, but it was well worth the money. It is an incredible keyboard. Easily one of the best. Nord Piano 3 is what this is. I don't know. You probably can't see because of the glare from the sun, but it says it up here. This is back here. Oh, the computer keyboard. I was like, oh, it is a Corsair, as a matter of fact. I actually happened to get this for Christmas. I love this keyboard. It's a very nice keyboard. I was actually never a fan of the mechanical keyboards till I got this. I just noticed that the Corsair actually has the same color, because the Corsair didn't change colors. It's just red, which I don't know why I asked for it, because red's not like my favorite color or anything, but it happens to match this, actually. And happens to match my mouse, actually, to tell you the truth. My favorite color is green. I don't know if you could tell it from the glow. But down here, you can see my green computer that I have emanating from the thing. And I've always had that kind of... I've had this thing for... How long have I had this computer? Almost 2 years. Holy shit. Anyways. Let's play something else. Let's get away from some standards here and let's play some stuff I've written. Do I remember how this goes? If I remember how this goes, this is a really cool thing that I wrote. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying I thought it was cool. Although, it's not really anything I wrote as much as it is... Okay, so, for those who don't know, I've said this a bunch of times, but I'm sure with the newcomers, they don't know as much about, me. So, let me introduce some things about me. I really like writing video game music. Been really into that. And what I'll tend to do sometimes is pick out a game from my childhood. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I have a lot of video games. That's like not even a fourth. All the rest are down there. I have a lot of video games. But when I grew up, I was really into Sonic. And I was not really into the class. I played the classic Sonic 1 and 2. But then I played Sonic Adventure, and I really like the music from Sonic Adventure, both 1 and 2, but I've been focusing on 1 lately. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll take the songs from Sonic Adventure 1, starting with, I'll do some stuff with 2 eventually, and I'll write it out and then rewrite it and rearrange it to make it different or interesting or something like that. So this is something I did with one of the songs. But I don't know if I remember this too much. Be the best example of one because I don't know if I've actually ever fleshed out that song. There's a couple other ones that I did, like my version of Station Square, the Station Square theme. That's pretty fleshed out. I haven't played that in a while, so maybe I should reteach myself that. That's a fun one. But I did a version of Station Square. Everyone will know. I'll play it. Everyone knows that song. Where's the original? That's my version. there's an original that I wrote out. Oh, dude, what happened to that? That was an intense... I have my version of it, which is kind of strange. So I'd like to be able to play the original first. Shoot, I don't know what I did with that. I mean, that was just kind of a loose piece of paper. It really does. You don't even really have to be familiar with video game music to play video game music, because it's not really that much different than regular music. Some of it is so well fleshed out, it doesn't matter. As an example, some of my favorite video game music is just piano. There's a game I've been playing recently that I'm in love with, absolutely in love with. And the music in it, I think, is just so cool. But, I mean, people would probably typically think of this as video game music, but I think of it as just like a jazz trio can play this pretty easily. This is one of my favorite songs from the thing. You get some MIDI, but the drummer actually sounds like a real drummer, which is actually kind of cool. Probably should lower this. Yeah. The drummer sounds like a real drummer. Doesn't sound fake, you know. I love this part. I don't know why I love that so much. I love that. But that's such a chill song. But the Sonic Adventure music, you would, honestly, if you didn't know it was Sonic Adventure, you probably wouldn't think that it was... A lot of it is very big bandy, like this. This is just a big band. Very particular about this keyboard too, so if I get any shit in this is from Sonic Adventure. You would never think this is in a Sonic game. Sonic Adventure came out for the Dreamcast. Dreamcast was my first, like, okay, so I had a Sega Genesis, but it wasn't really mine. It was my brother's, but I kind of ended up inheriting it from him, basically. He just gave it to me. But my first real console that I played constantly was the Sega Dreamcast, which is kind of a weird starting console. Eventually I got the PS2. That was I played that more than ever. I still play that. But the Dreamcast is my first console. This was on the Dreamcast. Yeah, and that's what started me off too. And that's what made me fall in love with Sonic. That's why I continued with Sega, because I liked the Sega games. I had like Vector Man 2. I had a lot of really cool games. But Sonic Adventure was one of the first games for me that like really hooked me on video games. Hooked me. I mean, I really liked the Sonic games on Sega Genesis, but like by that time that games were coming out, you know, it was by the time I was that age, we were past 2D. You know, it was like 1997 or 8, right? So 2D stuff was old school. I was playing things like Gran Turismo 3 on the PC. I played Pokemon Stadium at a friend's house all the time. You know, so Sonic was fun when I was 4, when it was 1997, but by that time, that was old school, right? So the Dreamcast was my first real invitation to 3D gaming. First real games, too. And so when I got that, when I was like 5 or 6 or something, I think it was 6, that was my first video game console, along with, I also had a Game Boy for a while. And Sonic Adventure was the one I played the most. I remember I got 4 games, I think, with... Was it 4? I think it was 4 games with that system. Sonic Adventure, Power Stone, which was a big game for that. Crazy Taxi, which was huge. And then there was a 4th one. Let me think about that. Toy Commander. no one knows Toy Commander. Toy Commander is awesome. And I eventually traded my Dreamcast in for a GameCube, but years later, when I got old enough to make money, I bought a Dreamcast back, and almost all the games I had for it. There's a couple I didn't buy back, but yeah. But anyways, Sonic Adventure was like my favorite game because Power Stone was just a fighting game. There's no objectives, you just fight, right? Crazy Taxi had a time limit. You can only play for like 10 minutes. It's like an arcade game. It's not really a game with accomplishments. You know what I mean? And Toy Commander was too difficult for me at the time. I remember when I first got the Dreamcast, Toy Commander was too hard. So Sonic Adventure was my game, right? Eventually, Toy Commander became easy, and I actually beat it many times. But when I first got it, it was too difficult. I couldn't do it. So, yeah, Sonic was my game. And I grew up with the music. I know I've been talking and not playing. Okay, so that's the base. Here, I'll play the song for you. I'll just straight up play the song for you. It'll make things way easier. Oh, that's right. It's not called... What is it called? Crap. It's called something really freaking stupid, too. It's like Theme. I think it's Theme of... Yeah. Is that what it is? Here, Welcome to Station Square. Anyways, that's the song, right? Pretty simple, right? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So here's my version. Please bear with me because I have not played my version in a while, and it's pretty intense. So, oh shit, what did I do? What is that chord? I can't even read it. Okay. it was stupid insane how I tried to play this. Can I try that again? Please give me a chance to try that again. Let's try it with an electric piano sound. Try it with something interesting. Can we do... Turn that off, turn this on. Jesus. Yeah, the chords are bizarre. Or it's... Oh, it's... Yeah. I wish my fingers were faster. They're really not all that quick. Seems like it. Sometimes they can be. Kind of depends. I'm actually not reading off the... I do have two monitors. So this monitor that I'm staring at right now is where I have XSplit. This monitor that I'm staring at right now is chat and whatchamacall? Twitch. And then over here is I have a stand with music. And then there's a webcam that is on the monitor with Twitch chat, and then there's this webcam that I have actually taped on a mic stand that points down at this. I have my microphone right here, and then I actually have an amp because for some stupid reason I can't just plug this computer into here because I'm weird. I have to have an amp that's plugged into the headphone jack on this so that it amplifies into... I don't know why. It makes no sense, but I'm weird like that sometimes. So I've been playing for about an hour and a half. I'm going to keep going, obviously, but let me play some of the other stuff I've written. I have one other thing from Sonic Adventure that I've written, which I'd like to play because it's a lot of fun to play, actually. Where I gotta go to this version. So let me play you the other Sonic Adventure song. Now, I'll give you a backstory on this. In Sonic Adventure, there's a point. I'm going to use that sound. Or actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to use this sound. Yeah. Anyways, so in Sonic Adventure, you actually play as 6 characters. I don't know why I did this. 6. Okay. You play as Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Amy, Big the Cat, and E102 Gamma, who's a robot in the game. Okay. And they each have their own like little storyline, and once you beat them all, you can play as Super Sonic, and then you finish the game, right? So, as a kid, I could never beat Big's storyline. So Big had the least amount of stages. It was really just fishing. All of his stages were just fishing. Just trying to catch his frog in the game. Okay? He had like 4 or 5 stages. That was it. Sonic had like 14. So his was like the easiest technically to beat, but you had to know how to cheat the system and fish, because Sega Dreamcast, their big game was bass fishing. So they added it into Sonic, right? This song I'm about to play you is just... how long is this? It's like an almost 2-minute long song. No. Yeah, it's like 1 minute and 30 seconds. And this song plays while you're fishing when you get a fish on your line. Now you're probably saying, okay, well, you know, the music changes when you got a fish on your line. You're trying to reel it in and all that. As soon as the fish bites off or like leaves your line, or you catch it, song ends, right? Well, that can happen in a couple seconds, okay? And the most it ever happens for is like 20. Why is there a 1-minute-and-30-second long thing just for catching fish? It doesn't make any sense. But they wrote this whole thing. So my assumption was that they wrote this whole thing, and it was longer, and it was supposed to be stage music. But then it turns out they didn't need it anymore, and they said, you know what? We'll just tack it on as music, because really you don't need more than like an 8-second clip. But this is like a song. So listen to the song. This is what happens when you catch a fish in the game, or like when you're trying to reel in a fish. Weird chord changes and everything. It's a full-fledged thing. Like this guitar solo, like while you're reeling in a fish. It's already too long. Why do you need this? Now, I will say, it does repeat, but we're at 45 seconds. Why do you need that whole thing, right? So I always was fascinated with this song. I thought it was so cool. To me, it sounded like this is what you would play. This is what you would improvise and screw around with. You know what it actually kind of reminds me of a little bit? Is like, it has the same sounds and guitars and basses as like the Law and Order theme song. It's obviously faster and more ramped up and stuff. Maybe they made it for those players that really say, that's what I'm saying, like, and the thing was, it was a difficult portion of the game. Like, fishing was not easy, like, you wouldn't expect that in a Sonic game. So, it was difficult. So, the funny thing is, it actually ended up being really difficult to do. So, what I did is I totally transformed the song into 2 8-bar blueses. So, listen to the transformation of the song, I guess. I'm gonna now play the chord, like play what I just played alongside this song, so you can kind of hear the difference. Right? So that's basically what happened. What the way I did it was, you know, that first half of the song where it's I took that portion and made it into a blues in G major, 8-bar. Normally blues are 12-bar. I made it an 8-bar blues. I didn't do anything to the melody except I had to change one note up or down a half step. Other than that, I did not change the melody. The only thing I changed was the rhythm and the harmony, obviously, because it's weird harmonies. And then for the second half of the song, where it's right, I changed the harmony very, very slightly, but I changed the melody quite a bit because mine is a little different. And I made a tag at the end so that I can get back up to the other 8-bar blues. But that's also an 8-bar blues, but that's an A-flat minor. So I'll play it once again. You can obviously solo off of it. So that was that one. I really enjoyed writing that and playing through that. That was a lot of fun. There's actually a couple Pokemon songs that I made. Basically, I made them as like songs that you would hear in Pokemon in general. Oh, you know what else is kind of cool? Okay, so I'm also obviously I pretty much play all different types of video games, but I like Nintendo too. I'm a big Zelda fan. I wrote a Zelda song. Another kind of remix. Most of my stuff actually isn't remixes; it's my own work. but I do like doing remixes because they are a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to take something and just mess with it, right? Even like really simple stuff. So, okay, so I've played about half of the. Let's say I've beaten. So there's like 20 something Zelda games. I've beaten I think 6 or 7 of them, and I've played most. There's a couple I haven't played, but anyways, one of the ones I played was Spirit Tracks, Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, which I also beat. That and Phantom Hourglass. I hate Spirit Tracks. It is my least favorite game of all the Zeldas I've ever played. It's easily my least favorite that I beat. However, some of the music in it is really good. That is the second one on the DS. There were 2. There was Phantom Hourglass, and then there was Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks was number 2. I hated that game. And I muscled through and tried to beat it. And boy howdy, did I freaking hate that game. However, there was a song when I was playing through it that really caught my attention. And I fell in love with this song. Loved this song. I believe this is it. And it's super simple. And I'll play it for you, and then I'll explain it, and then I'll explain what I did. This is it, yeah. While you're listening, I'm gonna just answer somebody. Right, pretty simple. You know, there's like 3 things going on. There's the and then every once in a while just every once in a while, right? Okay, so that's the song. Right? You got a taste for it, I suppose. So how I took that, I loved that. I don't know why. It was so tinkery and boring and whatever. Why? What can you do with that, right? There's not much. I remember. I don't know which stream it was, but it was one of my streams. By the way, all my streams are up on YouTube. I sat down. I'm like, I'm gonna write something based on. I'm gonna rewrite the song into something really cool. Because the whole song itself is just, it's an F minor. However, there's no real chords because F is always in the bass. This F pedal is in the bass the whole time, right? And the chords are very, very just minor. Nothing much is happening with them, okay? So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that the song is called Sanctuary. The reason why it's called Sanctuary is in the game you have to go to these sanctuaries where you learn new songs, because one of the biggest things in Zelda is you learn new songs to progress, right? And they do different things for you. It's a pretty common trope now in Zelda. So this generic song would play in every sanctuary that you appeared when you're going to get a new song. And then once you got the new song, that would play in the background. And the sanctuary was just this one-room thing. And a lot of the times the sanctuary was surrounded. You had to fight off all these enemies just to get into the sanctuary. And then there's this big, usually fanfaric, if that's a word, song. And then you go into the sanctuary, and it's just silence except for this. Just very minuscule, tiny stuff. So I decided I'm going to transform this song into something just gritty and dark. Because here's the other thing too, is the song is an F minor. Why? This is supposed to be like a safe haven, right? You've just battled through a dungeon more often than not, or you've just gone through a big, tough puzzle. and then you get into the Sanctuary, and then it's an F minor. I know it's still it didn't necessarily seem like it's in major or minor. It's just kind of there, and a lot of it is right. It's like almost Chinese with the way that they use kind of fourths. But you can't really tell. But it's in minor. It's in F minor. It's actually in like F Dorian, but it's still minor. Okay. So I'm like, I want to make this dark and pretend that the Sanctuary's been torn apart. And what would you play then? So I came up with this. Let's see if I can still remember this too. Okay. I think I remember it for the most part. I'm actually going to change the piano setting to this. So I turned it into something that's really dark and depressing sounding, right? I didn't play it all correctly, but you know, it's close. You can paint the picture. I really wanted it to sound depressing. Right. And then I wanted it to sound a little bit more, I don't know if I'd say joyous. But I wanted it to sound hopeful when it gets to the B section of the song, which goes. this big swell of emotions there. So basically, you know, I just end with this. And then all of a sudden it's a little happy. And then it gets a little darker again. And then and then it's, you know. So I wanted to kind of tell a little bit more of a story. So I play through that, right, and then it's like, whoa, where'd you get the idea for that? Oh, well, listen to this dinky song. Like, how did you get, you know, it's funny. It's like, how did you get that from that thing? And that's what I love about being able to kind of, that's my favorite part about rearranging stuff, is finding really obscure, weird things that are just from, that was just a throwaway song, right? Someone spent 5 minutes writing that. And to transform it and to make it into something a little different and interesting. I love that. I love that people do that. I love listening to remixes, cool things like that. So, that was my big inspiration for that. And then there's a couple other things that I rewrote and stuff like that, but it's nothing. I don't know. There's some other things that I've rewritten, or that I've done, like, you know. Let me see if I can find one more. Oh, I did a remix of the Song of Storms song, which everyone knows the Song of Storms song. It's a pretty popular one. Did a remix of this, but I don't like it very much. Yeah, the Song of Storms one is... something like that. Which is basically two different chord changes. One is close to the original. The original is somewhat like this. I've changed it so that it's very strange, but... And then this other set. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for me for today. I have some other things I got to do for the rest of the day. Got to record a few more things and, you know, just a lot. There's always something to do, right? Anyways, thanks very much, guys, for coming out. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit follow. Supports the show, keeps me coming back to stream. I know it's been pretty spotty, my streaming habits. I'm going to try to get a little bit more, you know, I don't know what the word is. I always say that, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, no problem. I'll try to just stream more. It's been a little difficult for me, but I have time. It's just that sometimes I get distracted in my own head and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to get some more streams out more often. Check my Twitter. Check the channel feed at the bottom. I almost always will say when I'm about to stream or when a stream is coming or like what the day plan is for the stream. Mostly check Twitter though. I have a Twitter. It's all the info's at the bottom. I got all my streams on YouTube. I got a lot of my songs on YouTube, a lot of my songs on SoundCloud. Check it out if you want. I'd really appreciate it. I'll leave you with something to listen to, and thanks a lot, guys. I will see you later.